just shuffling the cards. So it's your turn. Welcome back to 1111 True Crime. What do I mean your turn? That was the second of 3 reads today, or of 3 lives today. First one, we did a lot of smart talk. Second one, I did a reading. I shared that with you, and I was wanting to know, did Nancy make it home? The reading's saying yes, she actually did make it home. But then it gets very interesting after that. So make sure and check out both of those. And now I hand it over to you guys. Now remember, I am not a psychic. I do not play one on TV. I am not a medium. I don't talk to the dead. I don't play with spirit boxes. I trust Jesus, my Savior, and God. And I believe we should all talk to God. I think a lot of us do. And the question is, how many of us are listening? So with that, let's get started. We're going to pin your questions. Welcome, Crimezilla, to our beautiful private eyes. Okay, Antoinette, Mama may miss your question. Lovely. You need to put a Q or question, please. Yeah. Make sure and put a question or QQQ in front of what you ask, or I won't see it because I'm only looking for that, so I know when, I don't get confused with idle chat. Okay, Nikki UK is asking. She's going to start it off. Question, where's my chat? There we go. Question, is Cousin Terry involved in Nancy's disappearance allegedly? Let's see what we get for an answer. Let's go ahead, clear the deck. New to the channel? Well, welcome in. Thank you so much. All right, my lovelies, here is our answer. Is Cousin Terry involved in Nancy's disappearance allegedly? Okay. I don't feel energy. Maybe it's just because it's our first question. There. We have victory. Could she be? Could this be staged and maybe she's the one? I mean, how fitting. If it is a staged pretend kidnapping, how fitting. And is Nancy with her for medical care? Let's continue. We have a victory. We have 6 of Wands. This is acclimates. This is getting noticed. This person is riding high on their horse. They're doing really well. Okay. Look at this. Look at that. We've got a 10-10 situation. So we have the yes with the 6 of Swords, but then we have a very interesting thing. This is dead, done, over. Something has transitioned in a major way that was upsetting. It didn't go the way that it was planned to go. Something was a betrayal in the exit. So this is 10 swords in the back. That's where we get the betrayal. So 10 swords. The betrayal is in the back. However, it's about the legacy, the family. 10 of coins. I always say this reminds me of Nancy Guthrie's. We have the house, we have the archway of her porch. This is family. This is the children. This is family with the adults. The grandma, grandpa could be Nancy. So we have something to say, almost like a betrayal of exit. Because this is the exit, betrayal, but it's also family. So we have yes. We have yes. Highly likely. Can't be much clearer. Wow, that's an excellent question, Nikki. I really appreciate that. Danielle, question. Hello, lovely. Is Nanos involved in the staging? Allegedly. Everything is alleged, my humble opinion. What's going on with the cards? That was weird. Big chunk of the cards just dropped sideways all of a sudden. Is Nanos, Sheriff Nanos, allegedly involved in the staging of this kidnapping? This alleged kidnapping. We have work. This is mastery. This is something that you do diligently over and over. It's, replicating something. See, he's made one proper, and then he went ahead and he found out the pattern. So he's recreating it 7 times. It's mastery of something. So we have work, because he's repetitively doing something. He's working. Think of the elves and the shoemaker, right? That's interesting. I would say that. Elves and the shoemaker, making things happen at night and appear. Okay, we've got working together, cooperation. We have gatherings and meetings, and this is work. This is working together, celebrating this gathering, the meetings of the mind. And then let's go ahead, truth train here. Let's see what else we got. The chariot, vehicle. We definitely had this win-win Cancer energy, and he happens to be a Cancer, with the chariot. Now, this person doesn't have to control this chariot. It goes there on its own. This would be highly likely that he is involved in the staging. Bottom of the deck in Curious Tower, yeah. See, he's known something for a very long time. Look, stage planted. And the death, staged death, right? Power, queen. Interesting. So if I had to answer it, I would say highly likely that Nanos was involved. Antoinette, question. If this was planned, do the grandchildren know where Nancy is, allegedly? If this was planned, do the grandchildren know where Nancy is, allegedly? We have meeting. We have gathering, celebrating together. The family knows, according to this, allegedly. It's a man-made mental imprisonment that they have to keep this quiet for their wishes to come true. So they may all be convinced that there was danger and that they have avoided it by making it appear that the danger did happen when really they got ahead of it. Yeah. Ace of Pentacle. Yeah. Interesting. The question, do the grandkids know? It would appear that the family does know. Allegedly. All right, my lovely. Let's see what else we have. Trish Campbell, question. Has Nancy passed on? Has Nancy passed away off the earth? Has Nancy passed away? Let's see what we got. We have defense. Let's get it in focus. We have 7 of Wands. We have a defensive energy. So the reason Nancy left was defensive. We have justice, something that needed balancing. We have a self-couple love. Now, even though aces are yes, I do not feel that. Here's why. This is defending justice. It's bringing in balance. Something was bringing in balance. Nancy's death would not bring in balance to the universe. This is bringing in balance with the self-couple love, and we have this hidden card. So it's going to explain this yes, when really I feel like this is saying defense, self-couple love. Somebody did something to protect themselves. Ace of Swords, clarity. I'm right. Okay. So, this was action taken, allegedly, and this was probably one of the best questions because the answer reveals the motive that Nancy believed. And the way that Nancy was seeing this is that this was a defensive move guided in a just way to protect those she loved. And that was her clarity. The truth was they probably wanted her to have full-time care and she didn't want it. And then they put a little spin on it, right? But we'll see. We'll see. So I do not believe Nancy has passed on, even though there was that self-couple love there. Blue Rose Ramble, question. Did Nancy agree to this plan? Did Nancy allegedly agree to this plan? Well, we have, you know, this energy of being strong on your own and independent. Nine of Pentacles, somebody that doesn't like to have a lot of help. They like to be in charge of themselves. They stay in their own lane. But we have the family card, the intimate person. That's, yeah, conflicted by that solo energy. So did she agree to this plan? It does appear so with the true Two of Cups. Empress, she's the mother. And we've got that family convincing her to share this oath. Even though she was in conflict with it, she didn't want to. She did agree to it according to this. Bottom of the deck, Judgment, yes. Judgment is a yes. Just a hard full stop, yes. This is saying she used her own judgment and decided, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. You know, because she was worried. She was worried. Yeah, she was so worried about this, something happening that would be just terrible. So she's defending, Seven of Wands. Her family, her hermit, Virgo energy. The pact, she made a pact. Yeah, something she did from the past could be that game, yeah. Yeah. She didn't want to, but it looks like she did it. That's a good question, too. Wow, you guys are hitting it. Hitting it home. Crimezilla. Ooh, okay. Is there a question in here? Okay. You say, I work with children as a behavioral therapist, love my job, but pay is not good. Took a huge pay cut to work in the school. Financially has been hard, but this is my dream job. Love it. Well, congratulations, lovely. Okay, Jan Funk, question. Does Nancy have a new home close by? Close by to who? How about, is Nancy living... Okay, does Nancy have a new home by her close by her old home? Does Nancy have a new home close by her old home? I don't think so, y'all. I don't, but we'll see. So we have swift action. The Knight of Swords takes action swiftly with travel. And we have world. There's a world apart. There's this distance when you think of world travel. This is swift action. Could be flying, right? Maybe. But we also have this world card, which is far away, travel, long distance. And hold on. We have a hidden card that's on the floor. Yes, look at that. She went back to somewhere that she's familiar with. Could it be with Cousin Terry? I'm just asking. Because it's something from the past that's reoccurring. The kidnapping game, maybe? Family. She's with, okay, that could be the past connection, is the family connection. Somebody she's known since they were very young. That's been in her life long term. And that's the confusion. Archangel Michael's saying there's something here. All right, so questions. Does Nancy have a new home close by? The cards are saying negative. Not necessarily. It looks like it's much further away. Thank you so much, Miss Jan Funk. Pebbles Luck question. Do Annie and Tommaso have proof of Nancy leaving on their cameras? Do Annie and Tommaso allegedly have proof of Nancy leaving their home on cameras? We have Four of Pentacles, holding back, suppressing something. So this is saying no. We have King of Wands. We have power. We have somebody that's inconsistent, that can't be trusted, can't be relied upon. So we have suppression. We have greed, holding on too tight, not letting go of something. We have this power struggle here. So do they have this on camera of Nancy leaving their home We have the Four of Wands, which is something of a destined event happened at their place. Not necessarily negative, just a destined event. Four of Wands. It can be something that just changes life forever. Could be a reunion. Okay? Who's playing Mojang or whatever. Family. So this is family reunion. Maybe it was for her birthday. Yeah, clarity keeps coming up. Ace of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, 11. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. The one that knoweth that doesn't speaketh. A choice between two. All right. Let's get the card shook back up. We're going to hand it over to our subscribers now, just like we promised. We'll give it just a jiff, and then we're going to go back down, and we'll give it just a few minutes. Let me get my cards cleaned up, and we'll get a few more questions. All right, feel free, if you are a subscriber, to jump on at this time and ask your question. Crimezilla, question, am I where I should be? I'm confused. Question, Miss Marty Gibson, will Nancy ever come home? Will Nancy ever go back to her house? Will Nancy ever return back to her home? Once she passes away in real life. Right now she's taking a self-cup of love, but when she passes away for real, that's when she leaves this world, she'll be returned to Tucson. When she leaves the world, because this is passing away from the world, that's when she'll return. She'll be buried there. There's a decision that's being overlooked at this time. So in other words, she hasn't passed. We do have the contract, the promise, but there's no plan right now. But there's an aha idea or something. All right, so when she passes away for real, she will be buried there. Probably under a very private thing, right? All right, let me go back up and see if we can find some more questions. Smudger, are Nancy's neighbors involved in the kidnapping? Are Nancy's neighbors involved allegedly in the alleged kidnapping? We have staging, planting, staging. We have divine timing. We have holding back. We have Empress, and we have the Moon. So this is greed. This is holding back, suppressing information about this motherly figure. There's some shady information. They do know something, but they're suppressing it. I'm going to ask the cards just as a follow-up. I feel like what this is saying is they believe, okay, the neighbors believe that there is much more to the story about Nancy, that things are being hidden, held back, and suppressed, and that there was a lot staged here, and that's why they're not scared. They're not buying this kidnapping, I don't think. Am I correct? Are the neighbors feeling that this, are they questioning whether this was staged? The Chariot. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's a win-win-win. They feel that this was staged. They're not buying it. No, they're not buying it. The abandoned card, what do they feel? See, they have power, swift action. The abandonment card, the Chariot. It doesn't feel to me. Why do they feel this way? Why do they feel that they've got this planted, holding back, and that there's shady shit with the moon? Why do they feel that way? High Priestess, the one that knows and they don't say. They know more and they're not talking. Maybe they feel nobody will believe them, but they're not scared because they do not believe that this was the way it sounds. They don't believe it was that kind of a kidnapping. Look, they believe it's something from her past that they've done before, and they believe that this was planned. All right, let's continue. Excellent question there. Excellent question. Hello to new channel. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, look at that. Sleuth Fairy. Did Nancy's dog really die? Allegedly, did Nancy's dog really die? We have plan, 3 of Wands. So, action taken and a plan. Regretfully, yes. There's regret around the dog. 5 of Cups, something spilt. And it was heartbreaking. This person has a lot of regret. And this is laid to rest, right? A messenger. Hold on a minute, please. I have to have a drink. I talk so much. Deborah Lewis, thank you so much for asking that question. Deborah, question, are there any pictures of Nancy's birthday party this year by family? Well, I'm sure there are, but we don't have them. At the house even. At her house. Hermit. Home, Virgo energy. Pictures at her house of it. Yeah, the Hierophant. There was a gathering. Like an establishment. Yeah, Page of Swords. There were witnesses to it too. Allegedly. So yes. Where are they? Where are the pictures, right? I would love to see those. Good question. Melanie Campbell, when T said he dropped Nancy off at her home, was Nancy in the passenger seat but never dropped off? Was Nancy ever dropped off at her home by Tommaso? Was Nancy ever dropped off by Tommaso at her home that night? We have the Ten of Swords, betrayal. Cutting something out. Maybe. And then we have this Queen of Pentacles, long-time investment. Bottom of the deck, the High Priestess, there's a secret about this. So there is definitely betrayal. There's choosing to put something down. We have Nancy, so she may be the one making this choice. But we have this secret here, this High Priestess, of taking a self-cup of love. So this is saying that Nancy is taking a self-cup of love. She chose this. This is an idea, an aha idea to defend the truth, to defend what she felt was important, her family. The Seer. Interesting. So it does show Nancy was dropped off because this is letting go, dropping something off, right? This person, they're juggling on one foot. They're 2 plates, keeping them in the air, and they can't do it forever. They've got to drop one off. So this is showing, yeah, but there is some secrecy around it that we don't know the whole story. So yeah, that's interesting. Excellent question. Miss Mellis question, did someone get paid to scrub information off the internet to avoid incriminating information regarding Nancy Guthrie case? Yes. So this is somebody with a lot of power, and this is somebody that's very vain. They're very obsessed with their ego and how they look. That's the Queen of Wands. She's very charismatic. On her throne, right? And she's got 9 lives. She just can't be taken out. She was mentally imprisoned by everything that was being said. This feminine was. So we have this, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I've done this. How do we fix this? And so was it scrubbed off the internet? Yes, it was. That was her idea, Ace of Wands. And somebody offered to do it for her that she could trust. I wonder if it was her emperor. And the empress. Divine counterparts, right? Could this be the scrubber and his wife? Trying to hold back the truth. 4 of Pentacles. The World Wide Web. Yeah. I would say highly likely, and it's continuing. AMG question, could Nancy be in the witness protection program? This is the one time I would say if anybody ever did, this could be it. Look at that. Look at that. The 2 strongest cards in the deck for yes. Judgment and the Sun. Everybody's naked because that's the bare naked truth. Judgment, the angels are saying, heck yeah. And then you got the Sun, complete clarity. This is a form of witness protection. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. Somebody had a lot of power. Oh, look, the Emperor still came up with them, even though we did all that shuffling. I said the scrubber holding back. Highly likely. That is wild. Question, is Nancy in New York? Good question, Carol. Or Gail, sorry, Gail. Good question, Gail. Is Nancy in New York? We have the Knight of Swords, swift action. We have the Devil, toxic. And we have a stinky offer. Bottom of the deck, a plan. I'm not seeing New York. Not in the cards here. I'm seeing something else. I don't know what that is, but it's not affirmative. It's a negative, so I would say highly unlikely. All right, my lovelies, let's see. And thank you, Gail. Good question. Kelly Simon questions, is Michael and Savannah involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie? Are they involved in the actual staging, allegedly? We've got the cut it out, putting something down, right? 2 of Pentacles, got to cut something out. Ace of Swords, absolute clarity. That's a firm yes. And finally, it's because somebody was locked up in their head. Somebody had wrapped themselves up in swords and self-imprisoned themselves in their own mind, and they needed clarity. They needed something to happen, and they had to cut this negative energy out. And so to do that, they got involved in this. Bottom of the deck, they did something that they've done in the past. Could it be the kidnapping game? Work. Oh, protecting how far you've come with work. Meeting of the minds, planting the seeds, staging the event. Children of Nancy, all the way to the Emperor. It always comes back to the Emperor. Isn't that funny? So, yeah, the answer would be highly likely according to the cards. Everything's alleged, though. I'm not saying it's absolutely the God honest truth. I'm just saying that's how I interpret the cards. Kelly Simon, question, was Savannah the mastermind? We've asked this before, and she was part of it, but it looked to me like the husband, the partner, was the mastermind of the actual event. But let's see. Okay, what's going on with that? Page of Cups, we start off with the stinky idea, bad offer. We go right to, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I'm locked up in my head, I don't know what to do, I'm losing all my viewers. We have this abandonment, I'm being abandoned, I've got to go inside. And Archangel Michael, something didn't go in her favor. So, is she the mastermind? Wheel of Fortune, trying something from the past? Could that be the kidnapping game, right? King of Wands, grabbing your own power. It's not telling me for sure, but it's saying it's one of the kids with the Emperor. And if you think the Emperor is the scrubber, that's your choice. Doesn't have a name on it, but to me, that's somebody very powerful. And we have the children. Nancy's children. Allegedly. Bethany, how do I say that? Gallagher. Bethany Gallagher. Hello, lovely. Let me give the cards a few more shuffles. Question, do you think Nancy could be in a private gated community like where Sophia Loren lives in luxury apartment? Is Nancy in a private gated community where like Sophia Loren lives in a luxury apartment? We've got power, Queen of Wands. She's charismatic. She gets what she wants. 9 lives, right? We have attention, healing. This is healing big time. So Nancy is healing. It's taking care of yourself. It's getting the attention that you need to heal. This could be actually a hospital. We have justice, something that's balancing out things for Nancy. This could be a care facility, y'all. This could be a very nice private care facility. This is the healing card. It's also about this person wanting to balance out their life and get attention. But on the deck, they've got a new beginning. They've acted really, really light. And that's the clarity. I'm right. Allegedly. And it could be around family. So now her burdens are put down. Yeah. This is making so much more sense. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and grab one more question. I have a dog hair on one of the cards. Hopefully it'll come off. It's either Jack or Lucky's. All right, we're going to scroll down. See if I've missed any questions. Eve, hello, Eve, how you doing? Question, was Cameron involved in the disappearance of his mother? Allegedly. Oh, I got the cards upside down. All right. We'll leave it that way for the shuffling. I don't normally shuffle this way. Look at the devil popping up. Could have been all the family, right? Was Cameron involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, allegedly? We have a stinky offer, Page of Cups. All right, so something that is unexpected. Something's unexpected. A tower moment was unexpected. That's shock. That's not planned. That's shock. And that's what he always gets in star attention. No. Cameron does not come up in Nancy Guthrie's reading as understanding the plan. It's always this shock to him, like he's just blown away. Like this is the bad news that just shocked the shit out of them. And he's like, wow, and now look at all this attention. I don't even know what to think of this. This was not planned with Cameron in the picture. Bottom of the deck tells me, get a new perspective. Cameron didn't even have a clue. Maybe they didn't trust him to bring him in the circle. I mean, you know, you would think all the family knows, but not necessarily. Not if somebody has a moral bone in their body, and regardless of the benefits, they don't want to lie to the public. Maybe they were worried that Cameron would tell on them, you know, report it or something. It's not showing me that he did anything. All right, lovelies, we have been on here for a great deal of time together. At least it feels like a lot of questions there. I did my very best. I know I didn't even scratch the surface of your questions, but there'll be a time in the near future where we come together again and I'll pull cards and you can ask all the questions you'd like. Hopefully I get to yours. If I didn't, I am so sorry. I do my very best. I want to say thank you. Thank you to you at home, whether you're a subscriber or not. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the support that you give to our channel. I want to say thank you, beautiful mods. Every one of my mods are incredible. Show up without being requested. They just do it. They always bring superb energy, and they're always as helpful as, listen to that truth train, they're always as helpful as they can get. So if you would be so kind to say thank you to our mods today. Maybe you have a favorite mod, want to shout them out, maybe you want to thank them all. Whatever you do, thank my mods, because I do. I thank my mods. You guys, that's the heart of our family that holds us together and brings that beautiful energy to you guys when we're chatting. Also, thank you at home, on replay, and live crew, whether you're in chat or not. I love you all so much. Thanks for the hypes. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for watching the video. And if you made it this far through all 3 videos, you say in the comment down below, I get the goat. I'll know what you're talking about. And I'll give you 3 hearts, all right? I think that'll be a little bit of fun. Yeah, if you made it all this far, you deserve the goat. I love you. I pray for the truth to come out on the Nancy Guthrie case. And I will see you again very soon. Love you to the moon and back. Bye for now.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny